The state of New York, close to banning cell phones from schools. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says that a $254 billion state budget deal has been reached, including what she calls a bell-to-bell school cell phone ban. It would take effect next school year, making New York the largest state in the country with a bell-to-bell cell phone ban. The New York State Teachers Union also came out in support of the ban. They say that we are, quote, at a crisis point. Hochul says that we need classrooms where young minds can flourish, and that means eliminating once and for all the digital distractions that steal our kids' attention. She says we protected our kids from cigarettes, alcohol, and drunk driving, and now we are protecting them from the addictive technology designed to hijack their attention. Moshe, I've been following this story closely, not just as a parent, but as a journalist based, of course, in New York and on Long Island. And there was some pushback from schools that felt like they wanted to create their own policy where they would have some limitations on cell phones, but they didn't want it to be bell to bell, as the governor described. But there was a big push on her part. Jonathan Haidt, who you interviewed over for the Interview podcast, he wrote The Anxious Generation that really got a lot of this conversation about the pitfalls of kids and cell phones. He even put out a video on social media, of all places, urging parents in New York to get behind this.
We should add that the governor has said that exemptions can be made if a student requires a device to manage a medical situation or there's some unique circumstances, they need it for translation purposes. The proposal will also let individual schools come up with their own ways to implement the ban, their own ways to store the devices. It would also require schools to make sure parents have a way to contact their children during the day if needed. I know that's been a big thing and sadly in the era of school shootings. Nonetheless, this has been a big push in multiple states. Florida is one of them. There have been others. California is working on their own ban. And there's a lot of evidence to suggest, and we've heard this from teachers in the Mo News community, these devices, the individual devices, have only served as a distraction in the classroom, that in some cases, even during recess, they see some of the small kids on their own devices, like they're, adults, not interacting, not socializing with each other. A very different era, Jill, from the hallways that, we used to roam in high school.